Okay, so we're back for the last part of this email activation part. So we're going to go ahead and actually test what we've done now. We've created this function to activate the user account. We're going to throw out some errors if there's any problems within this activate thing. But essentially now this will work. Okay, so let's just go ahead and modify this slightly so we can output any errors if there are any problems here. And then we'll just spend the last part of the video tidying stuff up. Okay, so in here what we want to do is we want to do the same thing as we've done for all of the other sort of validation bits, and that is checking if this errors array is empty. So if it's not empty, we want to go ahead and we want to output some data. So I'm going to escape PHP back into PHP so I can enter some HTML code in here, or HTML tags if you like, or elements, sorry. So I'm just going to say oops. And then in here we can say, oh no, we want to go ahead and just output the errors. So we can use echo, and remember we're back in PHP now, output errors. Now remember we created this output errors function in general.php. Where is it? There we are. So don't think that's something built into PHP. If you've been following this all along, you'll recognize this output errors function. So if there are errors, we do that. If there are no errors, we assume that the user has activated their account properly based on what's been returned from this function here, and we can go ahead and redirect them to a success page. So we redirect them to location, this page, so activate.php, and then we add this success thing on the end. We've seen this before in the register part, so I won't go over it again. So now what we want to do is when the user has successfully activated, we want to go ahead and check this. So what I have done here is I've said if something, do something, else if is set this stuff. Let's go ahead down here and we need to, oh no, that's it. That's what we need to do. So if is set $_get success. So we're checking this little success thing on the end now. Again, we did this in the register part, and empty $_get success is equal to true. So we're checking whether we have this success thing in the URL here, and we're checking if it is empty. That's just a thing I like to do. It's completely unnecessary, or not completely unnecessary, but relatively unnecessary. So if it is, then we just want to output something basically. So I'm just going to say an h2 here. What can we say? Thanks, we've activated your account. And you're free to log in. Brilliant. So let's go ahead and test this out. There may be some problems along the way. Let's first of all access activate.php without putting anything in. We'll return just straight to index.php. That is this working here where we say else if this isn't set, basically. That's the else of that if. Okay, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to paste this, oops, I've just clicked on that. I'm going to paste this in which we used earlier, which essentially, no, we won't start the process again. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this into, let's go ahead and close that, we don't need that. Paste this into here. So what's going to happen, we're going to pass in billy@phpacademy.org, this email code. In our code it's going to come down, this is going to return false, this here is going to return true because we'll have set email and email code. It's going to just sanitize that, trim that stuff, check if the email address exists. If it doesn't, oops, something went wrong. So let's just do that first. So I'm just going to type an extra G on here. Oops, something went wrong and we couldn't find that email address. So we know that that works. Testing, testing, testing. Else if activate is equal to false, we had problems activating your account. If it doesn't, we don't add an error here, so that's fine. Activate will pass in the email and the email code, which we've taken from the URL bar. And we are sanitizing this data. we are checking if the email and user code or email and email code exists in pair, exist in one row, and where the active state is equal to 0. So we're making sure that the user is not activating their account if they've already activated it. If so, we are updating that particular user's record and setting their active status to 1, and then we're returning true. Otherwise, we're returning false. So if, for example, we provide the correct email address but an incorrect code, so I'm just going to append a 1 onto the end of here, it says we had problems activating your account because that function will have returned false. Now if I get rid of that 1, we're now providing the correct data. I'm going to hit enter. Brilliant. So now what's happened is this function here, this activate function, will have returned true, or not returned false rather, and inside of activate.php errors would have been empty, so we redirect the user to success, exit, which is just to stop anything else executing, and then we pick up on the success here and we say thanks, we've activated your account. Now it's the scary bit of checking the database to see if this has been updated properly. If I click on users and I scroll along, active is now equal to 1. So we've now, well, this is due to, let's find it, where are we? Yeah, that's due to this query here, actually updating that value because we found the correct email and the correct code. So that is essentially it. We've now activated our account. Let's just quickly go over the process one last time. I'm going to go ahead and register an account under my name. Actually I can't because I'd want to use the same email address for testing purposes. Let's go ahead and delete this. So let's go ahead and type in Billy. I'll go ahead and give it a password. First name, last name, email address. Click on register, and I'm registered. I'm going to attempt to log in. Didn't work, you haven't activated your account. So I'm going to check my email and activate my account properly. Click on my new email I've received. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into my URL bar. So this is how an actual user would do it. Press enter, thanks, we've activated your account, you're free to log in. Brilliant, so I can go ahead and enter my username, my password, click login, and now I am successfully logged in. So that is how you use very, very basic techniques to go ahead and activate an account on this system.